Welcome back to Health 8 Human Sexuality. For our second lesson, we'll be talking about the factors that affects one's attitude and practices related to sexuality and sexual behaviors. Our today's agenda: number 1, review the different terms in human sexuality. Number 2, review the different dimensions of human sexuality. Number 3, analyze the factors that affect one's attitudes and practices related to sexuality and sexual behaviors. And number 4, create a letter for oneself. So let us now review. Activity 1. Enumerate and define the following. Number 1, kinds of sexualities. Number 2, kinds of romantic attractions. And number 3, kinds of gender. Also, I need you to define the following: sex, gender, sexuality, gender role, and gender equality. For the dimensions of human sexuality, I want you to recreate and define the 5 dimensions of human sexuality, the total self. So you will answer activity number 1 in your notebook. So after the review, let's now go to lesson number 2. Factors that affects one's attitude and practices related to sexuality and sexual behaviors. Sexual behavior standards are behaviors that have come to be acceptable by society. There are factors that directly affect our attitudes and practices. The social and cultural norms, family and peers are some of the factors which influence gender roles and sexual behaviors. So malaking factor ang ating environment para sa ating gender role and sexual behavior. The first factor would be family. Family values after times determine your own value. It describes how your family affects your values and regarding human sexuality. Parental support and monitoring influence the behavior of children. It relates to the quality of the parent-child relationship that includes involvement and encouragement in their child life and activities. So malaking factor ang ating pamilya sa paghubog sa ating mga pag-uugali. Nagsabi ka na ba ng I love you sa iyong mga magulang at kapatid? Niyakap mo na ba ang iyong mga magulang at kapatid? Malaking factor ang ating pamilya para sa ating paghubog ng ating pag-uugali, lalo-lalo na sa ating paglaki. The second factor would be culture. Each society, however, interprets sexuality and sexual behavior in different ways. Your cultural background can affect your values regarding sexuality and dictate what is considered to be acceptable sexual behavior. For example, your religion commitment is always associated with sexual restrictive behavior. Sa ating kultura, mahalaga ang nagagawa ng relihiyon sa paghubog ng ating pag-uugali. Mapa-Katoliko, Kristiyano o Muslim man ang ating relihiyon, tinuturuan tayo nito ng wastong pag-uugali na dapat nating gawin, ang respeto sa bawat isa. Another factor would be peers. Your attitude can also have significant impact on your views on human sexuality. Your behavior can be influenced through peer support and peer monitoring. So yung peers natin, nag-help, tinutulungan tayo sa decision making, improvement, and developing awareness. Peer monitoring occurs when there is observable and responded peer behavior. It usually takes place between person who has lived through a specific experience. They show interest and capacity to help others. Ang ating mga kaibigan ay nakakaapekto din ng ating views sa human sexuality. So, sa mga experiences nila na nangyayari sa kanilang buhay, pag tayo ay nagkaroon na rin ng ganong experience o dumating tayo sa experience na yon, maaari silang tumulong. Magbibigay sila ng suggestion o ng kanila na makakatulong sa ating decision making. So mahalaga yung ating kaibigan sumasalamin din ito sa ating pagkatao. The last factor would be media. It plays significant role in our lives as we regularly watch televisions, listen to radios, search the net, read newspapers. Media sometimes allows you to create illusions that sometimes affecting your attitude and practices. It also affects some of decisions related to sexuality as well as sexual behavior, be it negative or positive. So, yung mga media platforms like television, radio, and internet, like the social media, nakakatulong ito sa paghubog ng ating influence sa human sexuality. So, lalo dapat lang tayong mag-ingat sa fake news, okay? Dapat alam natin yung mga sources, alam natin kung ano yung totoo at hindi. Always remember that, yung lagi ang sinasabi, think before you click. For our activity, I want you to create my future letter. Create a letter for yourself 10 years from now. You may include your aspirations and goals after 10 years. Seal your letter in an envelope. In front of the envelope, write the date when it should be opened, 10 years from the date you wrote it. Keep your letter in a safe place. We are now at the end of our slide. I hope you jot down the important details found in the video, and I also hope that you will do the activities and tasks that you need to do. Thank you and have a great day. I hope to see you again in our next lesson.